shoot out all this jargon that doesn't
Yeah.
really make sense to you.
Yeah.
Now, you've created a solution to that to where you can just
Yeah.
can you give us a little info and insight on your own startup and how's that?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So Tango Legal, it's a conversational AI platform for the legal world. We basically create voice, chat, text technologies for attorneys and law firms. We help consumers, people who are seeking attorneys, whether you have a child custody issue or you need a divorce, we help them find local attorneys in their area, local law firms who can help them out. And we use conversational AI as the tool to bridge the gap between the two folks. You can find more information about Tango Legal at tangolegal.com. You can enable our voice skills on Alexa or Google. Just look for Tango Legal or say, hey, open Tango Legal. And you can start interacting with our skills. If you do have a legal question, you have to, you can ask it in plain language. You don't have to use legal jargon. You can say, hey, I need someone to help me get my kids back, or what's the divorce process in North Carolina? And our skill uses AI to interpret what you say and link you up with someone who can actually help you out and take those next steps with your legal process. So that's what Tango Legal is. We launched in January 2020. Right now we're trucking along. We finished up a beta. We're in North Carolina only right now. So whoever sees this, just know we're in North Carolina only, but our plan is to expand across the United States within next year. So it's been fun. It's been an awesome journey. For me, it's just been rewarding because I want to help people find answers to their legal problems. And we've created a pretty unique way to do that. But check it out. Check it out. I'd love to hear feedback from people watching.
Yeah, I think that's huge, man. Just for the simple fact, when you need a lawyer or when going into the courtroom or when you researching something legal, like they shoot out all this jargon that doesn't
Yeah.
really make sense to you.
Yeah.
Now, you've created a solution to that to where you can just actually speak to an app and it will actually, like you said, speak to the app in plain English and it will
Yeah.
actually shoot out an answer to you. Like,
Yeah. And that's a big thing that we realize, and a lot of people, they don't have there's some people who have legal problems every day. There's some people who go to court every week, but for the masses, you may not get a speeding ticket but once in your lifetime. But when you do get a speeding ticket, you're like, oh shoot, like, an attorney who can help me out. You get that court date and you're freaking out. What do I do? Where do I go? And the majority of people, when they look for information, they hit a search engine, they go to Google, they type it in, and what you get back and what Google recommends, you're at the mercy of Google. You're at the mercy of SEO. You're at the mercy who paid the most for that ad in that number one spot. But that still may not get you someone who's actually local, who's vetted, who's a trusted legal solution, who actually could be like 2 miles down from your house.
yeah.
So for us, our focus is creating these they call it hyper local, but these localized connections so that you can get the right information, but also find the right person to solve your problem at that time. And again, that's what Tango Legal is, and we use AI to connect those dots.
That's pretty cool because it's not just for people that are, in trouble,
Yeah,
but
of course.
somebody like maybe even a contractor or maybe
Yeah.
somebody that, is getting ready to move somewhere and need to ask some legal questions or even start a business. Like,
Yes. We've seen you need a lawyer for almost everything. If you sell your house, you need a lawyer. If you're buying a house, you need a lawyer. Draft those contracts up. If you're starting a business, like you said, you need an attorney to do that for you. If you're getting a divorce, if you need to change your child's last name, it's a court process, but a lot of times you may need some help or some guidance from an attorney.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people, they always think attorney, they think of I'm going to jail, right? Or
Yeah.
they think of, something bad happened to me. If you're in a car accident, a drunk driver hits you, that's a personal injury lawsuit. You need an attorney, right?
Right.
So all of these legal issues and legal questions and legal matters up, like, again, that's what Tango Legal is for.
This is Sam Tate. I do appreciate you for sharing your time with us tonight and your insight on tech and kind of giving us some gems, but also giving us some insight on your company and what your company solves and how important it is to have and work with a company like yours. But before we close out, any last words that you would like to share with the world in regards to tech?
Sure. Yeah. So what I'll do, I'll share a link that has a nice summary of online places for beginners who want to learn tech. So I'll share that with you. You can put it in on your page and share it with folks. It's helped me out. It's very helpful, very useful. This actually, a lot of this information didn't exist when I was learning, but it's just cool to see how people are sharing free knowledge. So you can't go wrong with that. I think for anyone who's getting into tech, you just got to start. Just start somewhere and be honest with yourself. You're not going to go from someone who doesn't know how to use a smartphone to full-blown Java developer in 2 days. You're just not. But what you need to do is you need to know the basics, understand the principles, think like a computer does, think about data, and find an area that interests you. If you want to build some technology that runs an airplane, then find out what technology runs an airplane and get involved. If you want to build a video game or a phone app or whatever, just pick a lane and start learning. And over time, you'll master it and you'll develop it. That's why they call coding languages. It's just like learning a different language. But after a while, you get fluent in it. So that's my 2 cents. Yeah.
Well, I do appreciate you for sharing that information. Again, I do appreciate you for coming on to TV Stop Studios and giving us some insight on your world. And everybody that's watching, please like, subscribe, and share this video. If you have any questions or concerns for Sam, please leave them in the comments section.